Pay attention, people, for we are told to watch the signs of times. Israel became a nation in 1942, but it wasn't until 1949 of that year that they held their first elections for office. We are told to look to Israel, for it is the budding of the fig tree. You can find this in Luke 21 and 30. Look at the dates that I have brought them up before, and count the years for a generation. If you know the Bible, you know what I'm speaking of. A red moon is a lunar eclipse. This means a sword is coming to the whole world. In other words, judgment. This is what I keep hearing in my spirit as I am preparing this video. It means judgment to all. A year of red moons. It is the starting of judgments. On June the 1st of 2011 of this year, on the Hebrew calendar, I don't know how to pronounce the Hebrew holidays, so I'm just going to start mentioning them and put them on the monitor. This was also a Jerusalem holiday and celebration, and I'll put the name of it here on the monitor. It was a partial solar eclipse. This eclipse was visible in the Antarctic. A solar eclipse is known to be a bad omen for idolaters, for they've been worshiping other gods and turning their back upon Yahweh. In the Hebrew calendar, it fell upon this holiday. In 1948, 20 Jews were killed by intimidation of the Jewish district in Cairo, Egypt. In the period following, the Jews' Declaration of Independence and anti-Jewish riots broke out across the Arab world. Jews were attacked and taken prison. Most of their property was seized, and most of the district of the old Jewish neighborhood was forced to split up. A black moon is a lunar eclipse, and it means arrows of famine are coming upon the world. Both a red and a black moon means both sword and famine is coming. This year, 2011, on June the 15th, we will see a full lunar eclipse, known as a blood red moon. On this day, it will be a total lunar eclipse, and it will be visible to all observers in Africa, Southern Asia, and Australia. This eclipse is said to be one of the darkest eclipses ever. It will be second only to be compared to the one that was on July the 16th, 2000, which also was a total lunar eclipse. According to Jewish rabbinic customs, is a bad omen for all of Israel. But the word reads and tells us in Malachi 3:17, "They shall be mine, says Yahweh of hosts, and on that day I will make up my jewels. I will spare them as a man spares his own son that serves him." This is as he is waking them up and removing the scales from their eyes, for they are all falling under judgment. For all the eclipses that fall on high holidays happen to be visible from Jerusalem. This one fell also upon the 44th anniversary celebration on June the 1st. It was on Reunification Day. The Jewish feasts are described in the Bible as sort of a riddle of those celestial events that are extraordinary union between the lunar eclipse and the historical events concerning the nation of Israel. For example, there are three triads, which is a bright red moon falling within a current 66-year period that all occur on Jewish holidays. That is at least such series of over 300 years. There have been 33 essential triad lunar eclipses in the past 100 years. 18 of them fell on Jewish holidays. 6 on high holidays, and only 1 within a Jewish triad. The one is Passover on April the 13th, 1949, which is also the first eclipse of the Jewish triad, pressing in the start of the Jewish nation of Israel. A total lunar eclipse will last up to 100 minutes and is visible from any place on the earth where the moon is in the sky at that time. The eclipse on June the 15th of this year is deepest at 2012 o'clock, or that is at 8:12 p.m. worldwide time, and will be visible for most of Africa, Southern Europe, Middle East, India, Far East Australia, and New Zealand. It is completely safe to observe a lunar eclipse. Unlike a solar eclipse, it does not require any eye protection. If we look in Joel 2:28-32, we read, "The sun is turned into darkness and the moon into blood before the coming of the great and awesome day of Yesu. And it will be that everyone who calls on the name Yesu shall be delivered. For the Mount Zion in Jerusalem there shall be an escape, as Yesu said, and among the survivors of whom Yesu calls." And in my spirit, I'm still hearing, "I will come at a time you know not. Many will not be ready." People, this is a warning in the sky that we are in the last days. Get yourself ready, for he is to return at a time you know not. You know not the hour or the day of his return. No, not a man, not an angel of heaven, not even the Lord. For only Yahweh our Father knows the time. He is purging us all and getting us ready for this glorious time. On July the 1st, 2011, we will see another partial solar eclipse. On the Hebrew calendar, this will fall on, this holiday is on the monitor, on this date in 1312 BC, Moses had sent out 12 spies into the promised land. 40 days later, they came back, and 10 had an evil report, which the nation believed. And this was on the day of Av the 8th, in the year 1312. And the next day, on Av the 9th, which began the cycle of the devastating events of the nation. 2 of the greatest disasters that ever happened on the day of Av the 9th, Tis B'Av, or both Solomon's temple in the year 586 BC, and then the rebuilt temple on the year 70 AD were destroyed on this very same day. The walls of Jerusalem were so high and so thick, it looked as if it was impossible for them to be destroyed. But yet, as it was foretold of Yesu, they fell. On the day of Av, August the 9th, Titus captured Jerusalem. He did not want the temple to be destroyed, but his troops were mad with annihilation of everything in sight. Titus begged the Jews to surrender, but they refused. In spite of his firm orders, the Roman soldiers threw flaming torches into the temple, setting it on fire and destroying it forever. And then on this very same anniversary, on the day of Av, the 9th, in the year of 71 AD, the Roman army plowed Jerusalem with salt in preparation for making Jerusalem a Roman colony. Now, go back to my video that I previously have posted about the Vatican and what their plans are for Jerusalem. They're still plowing salt. Judgment is coming again, and I'm making a video about this. At this time, I was not aware of the red moon.